Hey guys, I'm Amaroth, and in this video tutorial we are going to go through very simple and very basic WorldMap. What you are probably used to is something like this. This is continent map, then you have map of a single area, and on that map of a single area you can have exploration, so you are uncovering individual parts of it. We are not going to go that far into that big level of complexity. We are going to make just this very simple basic map. You can make it more fancy than I did. You can draw actual map and make it actual Blizz-like. I just cobbled this together just quickly to make it very simple and basic, just to make it work, because I don't really have time to make actual correct world map right now. I also didn't really do anything with exploration, because that is just something I don't need, and I have never needed it in any of my projects, which is why I actually cannot really do continental maps and exploration on maps. There is a way of doing it, I just haven't really learned it till now, so if I ever make a tutorial about that, it is going to be in some time from now. But right now I can definitely show you how to make this very basic world map, which is just here. You can see your position and that's it. It just serves its purpose. It is completely fine for a single area which is not too big, and mind, this is 4x4 ADTs, so that's fairly big zone, especially for our custom standards, but still completely fine for, and way bigger zone could be completely fine on a single world map which has no detailed areas in it. So how to do this? What you need to set up first is some Photoshop image, or well, I recommend Photoshop, but any image which is PNG and is 4x3 essentially. And you need to make sure that one square in that image is in its size divisible by 8, so you can convert it into BLP. So probably the most simple way of approaching this is 248 by 1536, or you can make it half the size, 124 by 768. That is very common world map size, especially in vanilla and TBC, but it's up to you really. Maybe you want to make world map in 4K. If you are so inclined, it's really up to you. I'm just going with 248. For 248 map, like I have, you need to make this kind of space 44 by 200 pixels. If you were to make twice smaller map, you would need to make this space regardless, just twice smaller, but in the same kind of proportions. If you don't leave this space here empty under the map and next to map, you are going to have your map going outside of map borders in game. It is going to glitch. I don't know why, but every single Blizz-like map is like this regardless. It's just being cut like that. I don't know why. It's a little bit weird feature, but hey, it's the way it is. That's one thing. Another thing, obviously, minimap is going to be great asset for you when making world map. So I really recommend to make a minimap first, and I have already made video how to do it. Once you have your minimap, you can just cobble it together into a single image like I did here, and you can just use it either as a template for your world map. So based on this, you can draw your actual map, or you can use this as a map as temporary solution like I am doing currently here and now. When you have this done with all your labels and drawings and everything, all you need to do is to cut it into 12 pieces. I already have set up grid for this. I have shown you how to make grids in my Photoshop tutorials I did. Just to be very quick about it, you need to be in here in settings, in preferences. You need to set up your guides, grids and slices to correct a grid line size. For me it's 512 for my map size, and just make sure that your grid is shown in view menu, in view show, and that's it. Now you have your grid. By using this grid, you can now cut this map into 12 pieces like this. Just cut it into 12 pieces and save every single one of those 12 pieces as individual file. Name of that file, it's up to you. Just choose your map name. In my case, I have chosen map name Metia, but it's really up to you. You can choose any map name you want. Just make sure that it doesn't contain spaces, as every single file in World of Warcraft should, and so on. Numbering, you can see that there is Metia 1, 2, 3, up to 12, and it goes like this. This is number 1, number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and so on. So from top left to bottom right, you are just going by your rows, and as you are going, you are numbering those individual tiles. So you can see that Metia 5 should be this one, and it's indeed that one. When you have this map done and cut into your 12 parts and saved, you need to put it into your custom patch. In my well, in your case as well, you need to put it into interface. There's WorldMap directory, and here name of your map. So in my case, Metia, whatever you've chosen as map name, just make a directory for it, and into that directory insert all of your 12 parts of that WorldMap. And that's work with BLPs or with images. Now you are done with images. Then you need to move on to DBCs. These 4 DBCs control WorldMap: WorldMap area, continent, overlay, and transfers. Here, in the scope of this video, we are going to go into WorldMap area only, because that is going to set up one single map of a single area, and we are not really going to use overlays and so on for exploration. WorldMap area is rather straightforward. All you have is ID of your record, so just set up new record. Then you have map ID, which needs to be actual ID of your map, so 723 for me. Area ID, I'm not 100% sure whether you actually need to have this correct, but I just recommend this is map of a single area, remember. So for example, Elwyn Forest, or for example, Durotar. So ID of your generic area of your map. Then area names, this is going to be actually, I don't know why it's named area name, it is actually map name. This is name of your map, so I have chosen Metia, it's Metia. This is not the map of, this is not name of your area, this is not name of your map necessarily, it's name of your world map. These I just keep at -100, because I'm not using parent world map or anything else. And these 4 are coordinates which are going to be crucial for us. These coordinates set up correct positioning of player's arrow on the map. So these make sure that you can see yourself on correct position on that world map. How to set them up? My recommendation is, first of all, when making world map like this, to stick to ADT borders. If you can, just stick this area to ADT borders, because it's just going to make everything a little bit more easy for you, because then you can exactly tell what part of map belongs to what ADT. Either way, for DBC you need to set up location left, which is leftmost point of your map, location right, which is rightmost point of your map, which is going to be this, not this line actually. Location top, which is going to be topmost pixel on your map, or topmost part of your map, which is edge of the map itself. But also bottom line, and bottom line is again this line. It's not this line here, it's this line. It's coordinates of those lines. And if you set them up correctly, then arrow representing player is going to be actually on correct spot on the map. And like I said, if you are sticking to ADT borders, this is going to be way easier. When we go to Nugget, those coordinates are here. Those are server coordinates. Do not use client coordinates. Do not use any other coordinate systems. You need to use server coordinates. And for, as you can see, as I'm going to the north, right now I'm facing north. As I go to the north, this coordinate is changing. So x coordinate, the first coordinate is top and bottom. So top part, the edge of this ADT is going to be 4266.66, which is what I have actually here. The southern part of my map is ending at actually at coordinate 0. Left part, you can see that I'm at 533, which is going to be edge of this ADT, but I have set up this little bit further to the left. The reason for that is that I didn't want to stretch my map into the side, so I decided to just make it like this. So this is actually edge of my ADT, and this spot I have filled with just water. So here is edge of my map, here's edge of my WorldMap, and I needed to adjust my left and right coordinates accordingly. So I made it a little bit harder for me because I needed to calculate those pixels, how far I need to go with coordinates. But thanks to that, I don't have to stretch the WorldMap like this, because normally I would have to. Normally you would have to stretch it like this to make it fit the screen, to fit the map, but now it has distorted the map, and that is something I don't want. So that is why I needed to adjust those location left and location right a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right to avoid it having to stretch my map. And that's it really. When you have those coordinates set up, those 12 images and everything done, then you are just done and your WorldMap should work just fine. If you have issue with your arrow representing player being on incorrect spot, it's an issue with those 4 coordinates. You have set up those 4 coordinates incorrectly. So that's it guys. I hope this was useful for you. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy modding!